Introducing the DRF Cash Grab app, the super easy, free-to-play sports predictor game from a name you know and trust. The Daily Racing Form. Use your sports knowledge to predict the winners, and you could score thousands of dollars in cash prizes. Pro football, college football, pro basketball, college basketball, hockey, soccer, boxing, baseball, and more. Compete against others for a spot on the monthly leaderboard. Download the DRF Cash Grab app and play today.
Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, October the 9th, race number 9 at Keeneland, one of 2 graded stakes races on the card. This is a prep for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. It is the Grade 1 Spinster. Let's take a look at the field. $600,000 is the purse. Scan the QR code for race of the day access on your mobile device. Only a field of 5. 2 of the top fillies and mares in the country in here, however. Malathaat's going to be odds on based on her win over Latruska in the personal ensign, but you can never count Latruska out.
Yeah, it's true. I'm starting to get concerned about Latruska, though, Dan. Obviously her Phipps two-back wasn't good. I personally didn't think she ran that well in the personal ensign last time, although it was another triple-digit buyer for her. I mean, if she shows up with that race and Malathaat shows up with the race that she ran in the personal ensign, it's a pretty easy call.
But whenever Latruska runs, she seems to have a pace advantage. She has that sort of speed. Let's throw up the Timeform US pace projector. She's going to likely try to take this field gate to wire as she did in 2021. It's hard to count a year where you've banked over $750,000 as a disappointment, but I guess you can be a little bit disappointed in Latruska. After she won her first 2 starts in the Ogden Phipps, she just sort of was running to the ground by search results, and search results again pressed her last time out, passed her, and neither one of them was any match for Malathaat late.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the real concern with Latruska's last race, and it certainly, I guess it was a step in the right direction, but that pace just wasn't fast, Dan, and she was in control of it. Search results was just tracking her and not really pressing her. But when they came for Latruska off the turn, she really didn't have that much fight. It was a little disappointing.
Let's watch the stretch run of that race, led by the number 1 Malathaat, who sat just off the leaders down towards the inside. John Velasquez is going to alter out in the stretch. You see search results now taking over from Latruska. Malathaat still has work to do, but she's all heart to run down search results in the shadow of the wire. 1 1/8 is really good for her.
Yeah, this was just a really good effort from Malathaat. She did sit a nice trip in here, but that's an in-form horse, and search results who had to jump on her, and she closed her down relatively easily there. Just a really good performance, a really nice step in the right direction as they try to point back to the Breeders' Cup Distaff. And if she holds her form here and then into that race, Dan, she's going to be tough.
She's also 2 for 2 lifetime at Keeneland. Really, for her, it's whether she can stay under control. She gets wound up sometimes in the paddock and post-parade. Maybe that hurt her 2 starts back when she was beaten by Clairiere at odds on in the Shoe V. The 2 is Army Wife, and Army Wife spanked over $800,000 in her career. She has some credentials, certainly 3rd behind Malathaat in the Alabama last year. Just hasn't come back as good, I think, in 2022, Mike. Yes, she won a stakes race at Thistledown 3 back, but she's been disappointing in her last 2.
Yeah, particularly in the last one, just because that felt like that Summer Colony was a pretty good spot for her. She went favored in that race, and she just never really fired that day. She's going to have to rebound and then some if she's going to take down Malathaat here.
Latruska has won 19 of 27 lifetime starts. Her class is obvious. She has run several triple-digit buyer speed figures. She has a pace edge in this race. Tyler Gaffalione picks up the mount for the first time, and they're just going to send Latruska and try to get her to the front. And if she can remember who she used to be, she'll be very tough.
Yeah, I mean, she still feels like the main danger for a horse like Malathaat in here. Even though the horse that we're going to get to next, Played Hard, also has speed and is in really good form right now. But I don't know, Latruska, if she shows up and runs her really good race, she is supposed to be really tough in here, Dan. She's just been a little bit disappointing this year.
Play Hard finished 5th behind Malathaat in last year's Alabama, but she's just come to hand in her last few races, probably reaching peak maturity as a 4-year-old now. For the underrated trainer Phil Brower, she was a Facile winner of the Locust Grove last time out, the first time she stepped back up into a graded stakes in a while. She's in her best form, but the way this race shapes up, she could be tracing Latruska early, and she might get used up. If she does get past Latruska, well, here comes Malathaat.
Yeah, it feels like she's probably in the toughest position of anyone, but at least they're stepping her back up at the right time, Dan. Her last two races are both pretty good. She worked hard to win that race at Saratoga two-back, but she got the job done, and she was really impressive last time. Now, granted, it was against Crazy Beautiful Little Tootsie. This is a huge step up in class.
Completing the field is a horse that was stakes placed last time out at Emerald Downs. She's going to be a big price. The number 5, Princess of Cairo. We'll watch her last race. It was the Emerald Distaff. It was only her second start of 2022. She's down towards the inside. She's going to grind it out for second. A next out winner did come out of this race, but that came in a $25,000 claimer with a 76 buyer. She's a stakes winner. She'll need to run the race of her life.
Yeah, just hard to make a case for in here, but she'll be the longest shot on the board if you like her.
And maybe she'll just simply be hoping for a pace meltdown if played hard, goes after Latruska early, and then maybe Malathot doesn't show up. Before we get to our top selection, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest DRF video opportunities. And here's our top pick for the Sunday race of the day, the Spinster. Looks like Todd's got Malathot back in form. Could be a big day for the Pletcher barn as it pertains to his fillies and mares. He's got Malathot in here. He's got nested odds on in the Beldame.
Yeah, I couldn't go against Malathot here, Dan. But I want Latruska to find her best form again. I tried her last time in the personal lens. I thought that was a good spot for her. I was disappointed.
1, 3, 4 for both of us in Sunday's Spinster. We'll see how Malathot and Latruska do as they head towards the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Good luck.